10 years from now, you'll either be glad you changed your money habits or wish you had. In this video, I'm sharing 10 money lessons I learned the hard way so you can skip my mistakes. Lesson 7 alone could have saved me the most money, so make sure you stick around for that. Quick disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. Lesson number 1. Pay yourself first, not last. If you ignore this, you'll feel it in a few years when you look back and wonder where all your money went. When I first started working, I told myself I would save whatever was left at the end of the month. Most months, whatever was left was basically zero. I wasn't a bad person. I just let my spending happen on autopilot. What I wish I knew is that saving works better when it comes out before you see the money as spendable. Here's the simple version. When you get paid, the first thing you do is send a small piece to future you. That might be 5%, 10%, or even just $20. At first, you make it automatic, so it happens every single month without you thinking. This week, pick a percentage or a small dollar amount and set up an automatic transfer from your main account into a separate savings or investment account right after payday. Even if it's tiny, start the habit now. Lesson number 2. Start early, even if you can only start small. If you skip this, you'll probably wake up one day and feel way behind. When I was younger, I thought I needed a lot of money to start investing, so I waited. What I didn't understand is that time is more important than the amount. The earlier you start, the more years your money has to grow on its own. You don't need to talk about complex math, just think about it like planting a tree. If you plant a small tree today, you may not see much change this year, but 10 or 20 years from now, it's huge. Your money works the same way when you let it sit and grow over time. This week, commit to putting a small amount on a regular schedule into something long-term and diversified, even if that amount feels almost too small to matter. The habit and the time are what count. That habit saved me years of feeling behind, but the next one would have saved me even more stress. Lesson number 3. High-interest debt is an emergency, not just another bill. If you ignore this lesson, debt will quietly eat your future. There was a time when I treated my credit card like free money. I made only the minimum payment and told myself I'd catch up later. I didn't realize that the interest was growing faster than my progress, and I was renting my past purchases with my future income. High-interest debt, like many credit cards or personal loans, can make it almost impossible to move forward because so much of your payment goes to interest instead of the amount you owe. What I wish I knew is that once you have an emergency cushion, paying down expensive debt is one of the best investments you can make because it frees up your future cash. This week, write down every debt you have with the interest rate next to it. Circle the highest one. Make a plan to send a little extra to that one every month until it's gone, even if it means cutting a small expense somewhere else. Lesson number 4. Build an emergency fund before trying to look rich. If you skip this, one surprise bill can wipe you out and push you straight back into debt. Younger me was more excited about buying cool things than building a safety net. So every time something went wrong, car repair, medical bill, job hours cut, I was unprepared and had to use debt or ask for help. An emergency fund is simply money set aside for real emergencies, not for vacations or random shopping. Even a small buffer, like $500, can turn a crisis into an inconvenience. Over time, you can aim for a few months of basic expenses. This week, open or label a separate account as emergency only and start feeding it, even if it's just $10 or $20. Decide in advance what counts as a real emergency so you don't drain it for things that aren't. Lesson number 5. Live below your means, even when your income goes up. If you ignore this, every raise will disappear and your life will stay just as stressful, only more expensive. I remember getting my first real raise and immediately upgrading my lifestyle. Nicer gadgets, more eating out, better apartment. My costs climbed right up with my income, and my stress stayed the same. This is called lifestyle creep. As you make more, you slowly spend more without deciding on purpose. What I wish I had done is keep my spending mostly the same when my income increased and use the extra money to build savings, pay debt, or invest. This week, if you get a raise or any extra money, choose a percentage, maybe 50% or even more. that automatically goes to savings or investing. Let your lifestyle grow slower than your income, and future you will be grateful. If that one feels uncomfortable, it's probably the one you need the most. The next lesson is what finally helped me feel in control instead of confused. Lesson number 6, know where your money actually goes. If you skip this, it always feels like your money just disappears, and it's hard to fix what you can't see. For a long time, I guessed at my spending. I thought I barely spent anything on eating out until I actually added it up. You don't need a complicated system. A simple budget is just a plan for your money. Tracking is just seeing what you really do. You can write it on paper, use a basic spreadsheet, or use a simple app. The goal isn't perfection, it's awareness. This week, look back at the last 30 days of your bank and card statements. Sort your spending into a few big categories like housing, food, transportation, debt, and fun. Just seeing the numbers will give you at least one obvious place where you can cut a little and redirect that money towards your goals. Lesson number 7. Understand the difference between wants and needs, and be honest about it. This is the one that would have saved me the most money. If you ignore it, you'll justify every purchase as necessary and feel broke no matter how much you earn. Younger me put a lot of needs in the cart that were really nice to have. That new phone, that extra streaming service, that fancy coffee every day, all needed, right? In reality, needs are the things you must pay to live safely and keep your life running. Basic housing, basic food, basic transportation, basic health costs. Wants are everything that makes life more enjoyable, but not impossible without them. Both are allowed, but they shouldn't be treated the same. This week, look at 1 month of expenses and mark each item as a need or a want. Then choose just one want you're willing to cut or reduce for the next month, and send that money to savings or debt. Instead, you'll still enjoy life, and you'll train yourself to spend with your eyes open. Lesson number 8, invest in broad, diversified things for the long term instead of chasing the hottest trend. If you skip this, you might jump from one fad to another, buy high, sell low, and feel like the game is rigged against you. I once got excited about something everyone was talking about. I bought in because I hated feeling like I was missing out. I didn't really understand what I owned, and when the price dropped, I panicked and sold at a loss. What I wish I knew is that most beginners don't need complex strategies. Many people use simple, broad investments that spread money across many companies or assets, and they focus on the long term instead of short-term swings. We're not naming specific products here, but the main idea is this. Avoid putting all your money into one single bet or trendy idea. This week, promise yourself that before you invest in anything, you will take time to understand, in simple language, how it works, what the risks are, and whether it fits a long-term plan, not just your emotions in the moment. Lesson number 9. Your income is a powerful tool, so don't ignore skill building. If you skip this, you may spend years trying to cut tiny costs while missing the chance to grow the top line. When I was younger, I spent a lot of energy trying to save $1 or $2 here and there. That's good, but it was slower than it had to be. I didn't pay enough attention to learning skills that could increase my earning power. Over time, growing your income through better skills, promotions, or a side income can have a huge impact. That doesn't mean working yourself into burnout. It means asking, what skill would make me more valuable in the market? And giving that time and attention. This week, choose one small step to grow your income potential. Sign up for a free course, read a book about your field, ask someone at work what skill helped them move up, or spend one focused hour improving something you can offer. Lesson number 10, protect yourself from scams and from anything that sounds too good to be true. If you ignore this, you can lose money much faster than you can earn it. There were moments when I almost sent money to things that promised huge returns with little effort, or that pressured me to act right now before I could think. Fortunately, I stopped and asked more questions. Healthy opportunities can stand up to questions and time. Scams often rely on secrecy, pressure, and big promises. If something offers a very high return with very little risk, asks you to keep it secret, or refuses to explain how the money is made in simple terms, That is a red flag. This week, make yourself a simple rule. If any money decision makes you feel rushed, confused, or afraid of missing out, you will pause, sleep on it, and talk to a trusted friend or a licensed professional before doing anything. If even one of these lessons helped you, please like and subscribe for more.